Because the only newspaper I read is the one that I have paid for, which has a value to me. So again, just little traps that people fall into. Oh, everybody gets that free newspaper, let's advertise in there. But it has no value to them. What do I watch? And this could be regional television. This could be driving along in my way into work and seeing poster sites by buses, bus stops. You know, what do I see? What do I hear? What do I listen to? Because that's where your communication to me and people like me should be. So if there's any suppliers in the audience, if you wanted to get to a new market, you would advertise in professional beauty, because your potential customers read professional beauty. Or you would take a stand at the show, because your potential customers go to the show. Okay, listen to. I put listen to in because local radio actually can be an extremely cost-effective way of marketing your business. But only if people that you want more of, and I'm sorry to keep repeating myself, listen to it. So you would say to me, Jill, do you listen to local radio? Yes. Then the next question is when? I listen to it at drive time. 8:45, 9 o'clock, 5:30, 5:45. Absolutely no point putting an advert on at 3 o'clock in the afternoon when it's cheap, because I'm not going to be listening to it. So, what do I listen to? If I do listen to local radio, consider local radio marketing. Consider contacting them and saying, would you like me to be your beauty expert and answering questions for your listeners? Because they will be competing against other radio stations. So it is offering something to their listeners over and above their competitors. You, of course, then get coverage which would be free. I've actually done that, and it works. Sometimes you have to make up the questions. Don't tell anyone I told you that. But then once people get into it, then listeners do ring in. Oh, excuse me, I'll just move on from that one. Client satisfaction. If I was to say to you, are your clients satisfied? You would all say to me, yes. And then I would say to you, well, how do you know? And then you would say, because they come back. But the question is, how satisfied are they? So on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being not very happy at all and 10 being absolutely ecstatic, do you know how satisfied your customers are? And the answer is probably no. Now, if you are the only salon, complementary therapy clinic, nail studios, whatever, in a 15-mile radius, it doesn't matter if it's 5 or 6 out of 10. Well, it does. But if somebody was to open in competition with you, and they were getting 7 and 8s and 9s out of 10, you'd be out of business. So, how satisfied are your customers? You need to know. And you also need to know on a regular basis. You don't just need to know once. So how do you do that? Customer feedback is extremely important. There is only one group of people who can tell you how good, bad, or indifferent you are, and that is your customers. There's only one group of people who can tell me how good, bad, or indifferent I am, and that's you. Okay? So how do you do that? There are formal ways of doing it and informal ways. Let's deal with the informal ways first. You are with your customers normally on a one-to-one basis in the privacy of a room which may or may not be locked. Talk to them. What more can we do for you to make your client journey better? Presupposing that you're already doing a great job. What you don't do, however, is ask them, what would you like? And they say, oh, we'd like this machine that's 75 grand. I've just read about it, because you don't set people up to be disappointed. But they are your customers. And sometimes we don't use them enough because we're too busy chatting to them. Too busy being their friend. And those of you that came yesterday know I disapprove of that. Clients don't come to you because they need another friend. Clients come to you because they need results. So say to your clients, What more can we do for you? Are you happy with our opening hours? Are you happy with the parking facilities? Are you happy with the cancellation policy? Are you happy with this? Are you happy with that? Use the time that you're with them. And it's funny because when I do marketing work outside of this industry, they think we have it and you have it so lucky. Because they say, so they're with their clients on a one-to-one basis, yeah, in a room that nobody interrupts them, yeah, and they're often semi-naked strapped to a couch. Yeah. And they still can't sell anything. Anyway. Okay, so informal customer feedback is where you use 5 minutes, that's all, of say an hour's treatment to asking them to give you feedback on your service to date and what else you could do to make their experience better. And this is just done as an informal chat. Okay, you don't have to have a clipboard and be all officious, just as an informal chat. Formal feedback is something that's a bit more involved and generally speaking takes the form of a questionnaire. Now again, a questionnaire that is done once is useless because all it does is it gives you an insight into what's happening now. What you need is a questionnaire that is carried out at least 3 or 4 times a year so you can map changes, you can map trends. So if you have got a low mark, say, for the welcome at reception, and then you see at the next one it getting better and better, you know that you're improving. Generally speaking, the questionnaires, as you yourselves know, should be fairly brief because you do lose the will to live. You know when you've checked out of a hotel in the morning, you're in a rush and, oh dear, and I've got to get off, and then they give you this damn thing to fill in and you think, oh, I haven't got time. But something that says 30 seconds for your opinion and it's just some tick boxes is brilliant. Now, one of the things that I like when I'm helping people put questionnaires together is try and have no more than about 10 questions. 6 of those 10, we can play around with figures slightly, but 6 of those 10 should be the same. So 3 months after or 4 months after, you can see if you've improved. The other 4 questions should be something relating to that particular space in time, that particular time of the year. It might be that you've done a promotion. It might be that you've got a new treatment on offer or something. So those questions can relate to specific issues. But the other 6 are constant, and it allows you to measure trends. Now, there is a body of opinion that says there should be room at the bottom of a questionnaire for open-ended questions, because you get more information with open-ended questions. A couple of issues there. Just to let you know where I am, I disagree with it. The reason I disagree with it is for people to complete it, it takes time and they haven't got time. They're like Elvis. They've mentally left the building when they have finished with you and everything. They're gone. So A, it takes time that they haven't got. B, they will think you will recognize them from their handwriting and you may not necessarily get the truth. Now, there is absolutely no point doing any customer satisfaction work if you're not going to get the truth. Okay? So if it's just a tick box, or it's numbers from 1 to 10, or it's ticking a smiley face, a straight smile face, or a smile face, whatever it is, they can do that really quickly. It should be anonymous, because people will then tell you the truth. Because generally speaking, the beauty industry and our customers are nice people. Your clients don't want to hurt your feelings, but they want your business to be better. So if they know that you won't know it's you saying that your toilet wasn't very nice, or the treatment rooms are a bit cold, or that smell of damp that pervades through from the back isn't terribly attractive, you need to know that, and they're not going to tell you if there is any way for you to identify. So, something that is perhaps A5, half A4, but folded again into half, with the 10 questions written inside. They mark them, fold it back again and put it into some sort of receptacle